The
2006, the IPFW women's volleyball team won 26 matches, and also they won their third national independent championship in 5 years. In 2007, IPFW off to a slow start, 3-4, but now they're playing for a prize in a trip to the NCAAs. Tonight, they are in the IPFW Women's Invitational here in Fort Wayne, and they're getting ready to take on the Lady Bison of Lipscomb University. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Maas. Welcome to another season of IPFW Women's Volleyball here on CATV. I'm joined, as always, by women's assistant volleyball coach Mark Franke. And Mark, Kelly Hartley-Hutton in 8 years has had 6 winning seasons of 20 wins or more, including 26 last year.
That's quite a record, quite a tradition, and this team's determined, as their first year in the Summit League, to continue that.
10 members returned from last year's team, but the team does not look the same as the team that was on the floor in 2006.
Right, there are a number of seniors who have left. We'll see some backup players from last year now in the starting lineup. There's some freshmen to watch. It'll be a whole new look, but it's still the IPFW system out there.
Lipscomb University out of the Atlantic Sun Conference. They come in with a record of 1-5, but they have played some very good competition, and they're going to offer the IPFW a good challenge tonight.
Right, they believe this is the best team that they've had in a long time. They've had a tough schedule just like IPFW, so it should be one heck of a match. They also have young players, 3 or 4 freshmen on the floor and a transfer, so there'll be a different look for their team. It'll be a heck of a match.
It is hot on the outside, and IPFW fans hope the Mastodons are hot on the inside as well. It's IPFW taking on Lipscomb. Stay tuned. The starting lineups and the opening serve of this match are coming up next right here on CATV.
I've gone away to a college where the class size is small.
I've gone away to a college with a beautiful campus.
I've gone away to a college that cares about diversity.
I've gone away to a college where I get to live in my own apartment instead of living in a dorm room.
I've gone away to a college that really isn't that far away at all.
I go to IPFW.
IPFW.
I go to IPFW.
To find out more about college life at IPFW, go to our website. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy, with affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, your graduate university.
Indiana, along with Mark Franke, I'm Mike Maas, and welcome to tonight's telecast of IPFW Women's Volleyball, featuring the Lady Bison of Lipscomb University out of Nashville, Tennessee, and the IPFW Mastodons. Mark Franke, we talked in our little pregame chat a few moments ago about the fact IPFW has been so successful over the past 8 years, 6 20-plus win seasons at the helm of Kelly Hartley-Hutton.
Well, she's followed a tradition of outstanding women's volleyball back in the old GLVC days of Division II, and taking the program into Division I, non-conference, but playing the best of the Midwest and competing very effectively.
You're seeing the IPFW Mastodon starting lineup. We'll give you those lineups real briefly. First, for the visiting Lady Bison of Lipscomb, in the middle is Alex Scruggs. She is a 6-foot senior out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. The setter is Stephanie Pease, a 5'8 freshman out of Barrington, Kansas. On the outside is Sarah Snyder. She's a 5'11 junior from Oswego, Illinois, a transfer from the University of Alabama. The libero is Ann Mullins. She is a 5'8 senior from Nashville, Tennessee. Jessica Turner is a 5'10 junior from Brentwood, Tennessee. She's on the outside. The defensive specialist is Grace Gilmore. She's a 5'8 senior out of Franklin, Tennessee. And in the middle, Alex Kelly, a 6'1 freshman out of Kansas City, Missouri. The head coach in his 5th year is Brandon Rosenthal, and he's assisted by Jenna Pantier. For IPFW, their starters look like this. The libero is Peachy Jankowski, a 5'8 senior out of Fraser, Michigan. Patty Acevedo is on the outside. She's a 5'9 senior from Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Rebecca Ream is in the middle. She's a 6-foot sophomore from Wilshire, Ohio. Christine Simon is in the lineup tonight. She is a 5'8 junior out of Bowling Green, Ohio. Jessica Dominiak is the setter. Jessica is a 5'9 junior from Waterville, Ohio. Kylie Hervey gets to start on the outside. Kylie is a 6-foot junior out of Indianapolis. And in the middle, from Concordia Lutheran High School here in Fort Wayne, is Jessica Miller. Jessica is a 6'1 junior. Head coach is Kelly Hartley Hutton in her 9th year, and we are underway. And getting the first point is IPFW.
Freshman gets the first attack.
1-0 is our score. And serving for the Dons is Mayara Schlindwein. That's a change to the starting lineup. IPFW in the white, going from left to right on your TV screen. Lipscomb in the purple jerseys and the black shorts. And there's a good block at the net by Miller.
Jessica Miller is one of the more experienced players on the team, and so she's become a leader both offensively and in the block defensively. And they need that. They have to rely on her a lot this year to replace Claire Jackson on that block.
Schlindwein with the serve. Battle at the net, and that goes to the Lady Bison in the person of Sarah Snyder. Snyder, as we said, is a transfer from the University of Alabama, and according to head coach Brandon Rosenthal, she is the go-to gal for Lipscomb. 2-1 is our score, IPFW on top, and now there is a service error on the part of Alex Scruggs. We play rally point scoring, which means a point scored on every serve. Here's Peachy Jankowski. Conventional serve for IPFW, and coming down with the kill is Alex Kelly.
If you recall last year, Mike, IPFW scored a lot of points off the serve by very aggressive serving. We'll see if they have that same philosophy or the same ability to score off the serve this year.
Stephanie Pease with a jump serve. Rebecca Ream with the kill attempt, and that's thwarted. Oh, good dig that time by Christine Simon.
Nice transition play out of the middle.
A dig there by the Dons. Miller. Well, that ball is dug out. Back and forth we go. Longest rally of the young match thus far. Good return that time at the net. Good block by Ream. And finally coming away with the point is Snyder. It was a long rally mark, and it paid off for the Lady Bison. They're now tied 3-3 in game one.
It's a long rally, but as hot as the gym is tonight, they probably don't want to do a lot of those.
Dominiak setting up Miller on the right side, and Miller gets the point, the kill.
Jessica Miller is playing in the opposite position, which means she's normally hitting on the right side except for one rotation where she hits on the left. And of course, she has the ability to go into the middle as well on a combination play.
Rebecca Ream off the fingertips of Pease. IPFW now with a 5-3 lead. We played at 30, win by 2 in games 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if it goes to a deciding 5th game, it's played to 15.
Ball didn't go. It was a hitting error. So far, IPFW has been real aggressive at the net, both in terms of getting the block up, but also in the overpasses, swing at those overpasses.
Little dink shot, and Jankowski digs it out for the Dons. And there's a point for Lipscomb. And I believe Snyder will get credit for the kill.
Simon committed to go to the floor on that, and the ball was tipped at the in front of her, and so she was not able to make the second play.
Sarah Snyder serves it into the net. Another service error. Second one by the Lady Bison here in game number 1. Our score is 7-4 in favor of IPFW. They now have the serve. And coming in is Jamie Schwartz, a 5'7" sophomore out of Decatur, Indiana, played at Adams Central High School. She has the serve. She has the dig. Dominiak for Ream. And the point is IPFW's off the fingertips of Ann Mullins.
Probably the key to IPFW's success tonight, of course, all year, is the back row ball handling. So we want to keep an eye on that. When it's performed well, you see a transition play that goes for a point.
At the net, Alex Kelly comes through. It's nice to be 6 feet 1 inch tall, Mark. You're at the front of the net.
Well, I am 6 feet 1 inch tall, but I can't jump that high or play volleyball at that level.
I wish I were 6 feet tall. I wish I was 5'10". Dominiak for Ream. Nice short set by Jessica Dominiak. The point goes to IPFW. They now are up 9-5.
From what I saw of the statistics of the early season, and I haven't seen the team play yet, they've been distributing the offense real well. Now we saw Rebecca Ream, a middle hitter, go behind.
Let's see, is that is the Lipscomb point, to battle at the net.
Where we have a net error on our side, on the IPFW side?
Evidently so. Katie Bradley's been given credit for the kill. So Lady Bison to within 3. And here is Grace Gilmore serving it up. Cross court set by Dominiak. And Lipscomb wins it at the net again as Hervey and Schlindwein couldn't connect.
That joust at the net, if you let it go to a joust like that, it's going to be won by the player who comes up the strongest and has the best overall upper body strength. Otherwise, you swing at it as soon as you get a chance.
Another service error, and that could be critical to Lipscomb throughout the course of this match. That's the 3rd service error. Makes our score 10-7 in favor of IPFW. And here is Jessica Dominiak, the left-handed setter. Well, I thought that was off a touch.
Well, yeah, I thought so too.
Well, the Dons get a break there.
I think Schlindwein indicated that she'd touched it, but no call.
Christmas comes early. Dominiak with that left-handed serve just over the net. Bradley hits it into the net, and it's a 12-7 Mastodon lead. And timeout is called by Lipscomb, so we'll take one as well. 12-7 IPFW. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on CATV.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Of IPFW, along with Mark Franke, I'm Mike Maas, and we are in game 1 of our best-of-5 match between IPFW and Lipscomb University. David, Lipscomb University, a school in Nashville, Tennessee, has about 2,500 students. They're a member of the Atlantic Sun Conference. And so far, Mark, IPFW hitting the ball well.
I think that so far the key to the match has been IPFW's decent ball handling in the back row and aggressive net play. And, of course, Lipscomb's service errors has not helped them at all.
Jessica Dominiak continues to serve for IPFW. Good block at the net there by Kylie Hervey. Katie Bradley again tries a kill, and that's thwarted. Digging at the net by Lipscomb. Nice dig there by Peachy Jankowski. There is Miller, and that's thwarted by Ann Mullins. And off the touch, Lipscomb comes away with the point. Another long rally in a hot gym. 12-8 now is our score. And Jessica Turner, again a 5'10 junior out of Brentwood, Tennessee, will serve it up for Lipscomb. Conventional serve. Schlindwein, and it's dug out.
Had a net violation there, probably on Hervey.
Well, the Lady Bison pick up another point. Now they draw to within 3 at 12-9.
We'll want to watch Hervey. She's been moved from the left side position to the middle this year. It's a new position for her.
Free ball opportunity for Lipscomb and a miss hit. There's a dig by Dominiak. Another free ball chance.
Oh, nice free ball.
Nice play there by Peachy Jankowski.
Oh, yeah. Dumping that ball low and in front of the 3-meter line just completely put them in a disarray. Even if they'd played the ball, they would not have been able to run any offense off that.
Well, here is another Brazilian on the IPFW roster serving it up.
We got an antenna there.
Point goes to IPFW. It's now 14-9. Again, we played at 30. Win by 2. Mayara Schlindwein out of Brazil. What a hotbed that has become for IPFW volleyball. Dominiak gets the kill.
That's just a corner. That was nice.
Oh, change of pace shot by the center.
I think one thing the coaches like in Dominiak is that she has a good court presence, good court sense, I should say. She understands the game and knows what to do.
15-9 is their score. Long serve. In fact, it's too long. Service error by IPFW.
Is that IPFW's first, Mike?
I believe so. And a change for Lipscomb coming in is Amy Trakowski, 5'11" sophomore from Dumfries, Virginia. And she will serve. Dominiak setting up Miller off the hands of Simmons, Brittany Simmons. So far, IPFW owning the middle for the most part, Mark.
Yeah, and Miller came in from the right side there to hit out of the middle. So that makes it difficult for the blockers when those hitters cross like that.
Jankowski with a conventional serve. Tried to get the dig. Unsuccessful. Alex Kelly. Kelly comes in with a kill again.
I think a weakness in the IPFW defense is playing tips. They've lost a couple already. I think it's something that they're willing to take a risk with, to have a stronger block and to have their back row ready to pass the ball.
Rebecca Ream off the touch of the libero, and Mullins gets the point for IPFW. And it is now 17-11 in favor of the Dons. Miller serving. And it is ruled a service ace. Now 18-11. Peace. Oh, good block there by Ream with help from Patty Acevedo.
That was an unusual play. It was so obvious the way it was developing. I think maybe somebody must have missed a cue there. In fact, I've never seen a front slide stay entirely in the front like that. I'm not sure what else to call that play.
Another block there by Ream at the net. Dominiak becomes the attacker. And eventually the ball goes into the stands, and IPFW comes away with another point.
Good hands by Athletic Director Tommy Bell. He's the one who dug that ball.
Timeout, the second of 2 allotted timeouts in game 1 called by Lipscomb, gives us a chance to talk to you about tickets to IPFW athletic events. For those tickets, go to the IPFW Athletics website at www.gomastodons.com. IPFW game tickets are available for individual events or mini-season packages. The phone number is 260-481-6000, or again, go online at gomastodons.com. Well, everything seems to favor the blue and white right now, as we're going to get a look at a replay, Mark.
Service ace here, I think, coming up. No, guess not. Oh, this is the block. See how that play developed? The left side hitter, or the middle, I guess, came in from way out by the pin, and there was a backside attacker coming in a little later. But it was real easy to track that. I think maybe something went wrong there.
So far, IPFW with an attack percentage of .381, Lipscomb just 100.
38% is pretty good.
Their season average is just over 200. I think it's 206.
Yeah, in the women's game, you're usually in the low 200s when you're running the offense well, simply because there's so much rally, like we've seen here, these long rallies. Those things all degrade your hitting percentage.
Well, we're back to the action. Jessica Miller with the serve. Now with the dig. Acevedo over the tip of the net. Again, the battle at the net. Oh, nice dig there by Peachy Jankowski. Pease setting up Snyder.
That was a perfect block.
Is IPFW's.
The blocking scheme this year is to seal the antenna. Get out to the antenna, then press in, like there. so that as you press in, you block the ball into the court and you don't block it up into the stands. They executed that perfectly there. They could see that the set was going way out past the pin, and the hitter would have to come in on an angle.
Ashley Cox has come in for Lipscomb. Little miss hit, and IPFW again with the point. They are on a 6-0 run. It is now 22-11 in game one of our best-of-5 match. Simon with the dig. Dominiak setting up Miller. And a miss hit is another IPFW point. Everything seems to be going right so far for IPFW here in game one. Cox, and that's blocked at the net. Rebecca Ream right in front of Pease. (24-11). Good dig by Jankowski. Another point goes to the Dons, I do believe. Net violation call. Lipscomb just gets it over the net. Acevedo hits
off
the
the
pole.
block. The antenna was hit off the block, so it's an IPFW point.
Well, Jessica Miller is getting a lot of serving practice. The setup for
She got
Cox.
into the net. That was a tough one to play. I'm amazing she did that well with it.
It is now 27-11. IPFW 3 points away from winning the first game of our best-of-5 match. Right side move. Ooh, nice dig by Miller. Ball is out, and another Mastodon point. It's like a freight train. It's out of control right now. IPFW pushing all the right buttons.
Have another freshman coming in.
Stephanie Lamberti, 5'10", out of Clinton Township, north side of Detroit. And she's going to replace Patty Acevedo. 28-11 our score. Another Jessica Miller serve. And Lipscomb's out of sync. Dominiak setting up Miller. And finally, I think, Lipscomb comes away with a point.
I wouldn't call that a play necessarily, but at least she knew where her hitter was. So Pease put it to her in a hurry on that 31 set.
28-12 with Sarah Snyder ready to serve.
Sarah Snyder has 16 attempts for Lipscomb. She leads them.
That was a long run at the serving line by Jessica Miller. She started with the score 17-11. It's now 28-12. So she ran off 11 points in a row. Well, the Bison get 2 points in a row there. And it's 28-13. Snyder continues with the serve, but she found the draft in this facility. Service error, and it's a game point for IPFW. Stephanie Lamberti with the serving honors. And here's the set, and Alex Kelly comes away with the point. She has to be leading Lipscomb in kills, I would think, Mark.
She has 5 out of their 11.
29-14. And Mullins, the libero, serving. Dominiak off the tape, and that's dug out.
That's tight. Oh.
Net violation by somebody.
On the hitter. The ball was tight. It was going to be hard to handle.
Well, the point and game one goes to IPFW by a score of 30-14. So game 1 in the books, game 2 coming up. We'll take a timeout. This is IPFW Women's Volleyball on CATV.
Master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy with affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, your graduate university.
Pizza! Must eat. Wait, what is this? Capsicum anum? Agaricus bisporus? Allium cepa?
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man.
Funny.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Did you know that an IPFW faculty member came up with the idea for what is now an Emmy Award-nominated film? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, you'll meet that professor and find out what the film is all about. With the start of every school year, there are some new faces around. We'll introduce you to two of them, the Director of Athletics and the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access Television.
Campus of IPFW in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Along with IPFW Assistant Men's Volleyball Coach Mark Franke, I'm Mike Maas. And game 1 of our best-of-5 match between IPFW and Lipscomb University is in the books. And Mark, IPFW literally had no trouble at all as they won game 1 by a score of 30-14.
And I can tell you where those 16 points came from. 11 came offensively and 5 came defensively. IPFW led in hitting and kills. Had no hitting errors, which is amazing. Lipscomb had 8 hitting errors, and in blocking and service, not service aces, but it was Lipscomb's service errors that hurt them. So 11 points offensively, 5 defensively was that 16-point spread.
Rebecca Ream had 6 kills and Jessica Miller 3 to lead the way for IPFW, and Alex Kelly with 5 and Sarah Snyder with 3 kills leading the way for Lipscomb. Again, as always, a nice crowd here in the Gates Center on a Friday night where there's high school football throughout the Summit City, and temperature today got up near the 90-degree mark, so just a great testament to this program here at IPFW. Players are on the floor. Again, Lipscomb wearing purple jerseys, black shorts, white numbers trimmed in gold. And IPFW wearing the white shirts with the blue shorts and blue numbers. And the letters IPFW in blue, trimmed up. Jessica Dominiak will serve for the Mastodons to start game number 2. And we are underway. Right off the bat, a good block by IPFW. Schlindwein.
Oh, got the antenna. Schlindwein got the antenna.
So the point goes to Lipscomb. And the Bison with the lead, 1-0. And coming in to serve right away is Brittany Simmons. Again, she's a 5'6" freshman out of Spring, Texas. That is not too far from Houston. And the service error number 5 by Lipscomb gives IPFW the point. And we are tied at 1. Mayara Schlindwein with the serve. Pease wanting to set up Snyder. And that kill attempt just a little bit long. IPFW now takes their first lead of game number 2, 2-1. Just over the net is that serve. Snyder from the middle, touched up first by Hervey. And that ball is going to be IPFW's downfall.
That first attack by Snyder was illegal. I thought she was back row, but didn't matter. IPFW got the point. Second one was perfectly legal.
2-2 our score. Jessica Turner to serve for the Lady Bison of Lipscomb University. Miller from the right side off the touch gets the kill.
That's what I was talking about. The IPFW coaching staff has told their blockers to seal the antenna. It means get to the antenna, push in. What happened there, the Lipscomb blocker didn't quite get to the antenna, then reached out. When that happens, you block it up into the stands, or in this case, into the scorer's table.
Peachy Jankowski with the serve. Snyder from the left side, and that's wide. Tough angle there for Snyder. The lead now grows to 2, 4-2. And Peachy Jankowski will continue to serve. Senior out of suburban Detroit.
I think that's been the problem right there for Lipscomb. Their ball handling, especially on serve receive, has not been very good at all.
Rebecca Ream, a sophomore from Wilshire, Ohio, comes down with the kill. And it is a 5-2 Mastodon lead. Almost like a knuckleball type of serve. Battle at the net. Jankowski digs it out. Acevedo, and that's dug out nicely by Turner. Snyder found the open corner and gets the point.
Nice play. She basically just threw it back into the corner because she went over the block. The block was a little late, I think, but the defense was not back there. Our defensive wings play up pretty much a base defense rather than going back in that situation.
Alex Scruggs serving for Lipscomb, and here is Miller, and that's dug out by Scruggs. Even a Jankowski dig, and off the touch, Rebecca Ream gets credit for another kill. 6-3 Dons.
Well, that was Dominiak, wasn't it?
Dominiak? I thought it was.
Setter on the second ball.
They said Ream on the PA announcer. Blame him.
Blame Rudy.
That's right. Dominiak to Ream, and that's blocked by Kelly.
What makes Dominiak effective on that second ball is she's left-handed. And so it's easier for a setter to hit a second ball when she's left-handed than if she's right-handed. Her body's already in a natural position to swing at it.
6-4, IPFW with the lead. Pease with the serve for the Lady Bison. Acevedo, and Turner digs that one out. Snyder to left side. Kind of an awkward attempt at a, you try to call that a block or a dig, Mark, that Miller had.
She was kind of in just the wrong spot. The ball was coming flat at her. She couldn't play it with a forearm pass, so she just tried to catch it with her open fist.
Here is Jessica Miller, and that's dug out by Turner, but it is, whoa, did they keep it going?
No, it came back inside the antenna. That would have been legal if the ball had returned outside the antenna.
Instead, it is an IPFW point, and once again, Jamie Schwartz, sophomore out of Decatur, Indiana, comes in to serve. Kelly Hartley-Hutton not afraid to use her entire bench.
Well, it's a long tournament. Each team's going to play 3 times in a hot gym over 24 hours, basically, so you have to use your bench.
Lipscomb gets the floater over the net for the point. They draw to within 1 at 7-6. And Sarah Snyder, again, she's the transfer out of the University of Alabama with the serve. And unfortunately for her, she serves it wide. Something that Brandon Rosenthal may want to talk about between games 2 and 3.
Well, you can talk about it, but you can't make it better.
8-6 Dons, and Kelly thought she had a kill, but they said it was long. So the point goes to IPFW.
Some nights teams just don't serve well, and there's nothing the coaches can do about it.
Good serve there by Rebecca Ream, just over the net. But nice play there by Erin Pierce, 5'11" sophomore out of Louisville, Kentucky.
I don't think Lipscomb's ball handling is still all that good, but they seem to be more aggressive offensively, and that's helping them.
And Moments the libero with the serve. Battle at the net, and Dominiak will get credit, I think, for a block.
Yes, she will. Lipscomb is not about to let her continue to dump the ball, and that's why they got her first attempt. She's going to have to go to running the offense, setting the ball to a hitter.
10-7 our score, IPFW with the lead.
That didn't go. Never crossed the tape. Yeah.
4 hits officially the call, and now the lead up to 4. Oh, a little more oomph, Jessica Dominiak. Just a touch short, and that is a service error. Simmons back in to serve for Lipscomb. Well, the men's volleyball team is in fine vocal form.
Yes, they are.
Good dig that time by Schwartz. Another dig by Jamie. Miller on the right side, and that's dug out nicely by Simmons.
Nice dig.
Good rally on both teams. Dominiak going to set up Schlindwein off the touch. To number 2 point.
Was that a touch or was that the tape? That hit something at the net.
I thought it hit a player's finger. In any event, it is an IPFW point. It's now 12-8. And Mariah Schlindwein will serve. And she's just a freshman out of Nova Petropolis, Brazil. Conventional serve from the baseline. Oh.
Mistimed.
Yep. Scruggs and Pease couldn't get together. And it's now 13-8. IPFW with the lead, continuing to serve.
What was the score, Mike? Was it 8-7 when Lipscomb had that service error? They'd come to within 1 point, I think.
Yeah.
A double hit there.
Well, it's now 14-8.
You know, we talked about the service error. You're going to have them, but when they come at bad times and your team's rallying to catch up, and then you have a service error, those really hurt. They cost more than 1 point.
Yeah, it was 6-5 when they had that service error.
Okay, I knew it was 1 point.
Dominiak going to set up Miller again on the right side, and it's inside the line, and another point for IPFW. 15-8 is our score. Timeout on the court. We're back in a moment with more IPFW women's volleyball on CATV.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. I made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Well, there you get a look at the Lipscomb University huddle. The Lady Bison, again, they are out of Nashville, Tennessee. They come into this match tonight with a record of 1-5. They are members of the Atlantic Sun Conference. And IPFW has played them in some other sports. I know men's and women's basketball.
The huddle is having to listen to some of the men's volleyball players. Brock Ulrich was kind of giving him some advice there, I think.
Well, last year the Lady Bison ended up with a record of 14-17. They were 6-3 in the Atlantic Sun. That was good for a fourth-place finish. But we are ready to go. It is 15-8 IPFW, and Mayara Schlindwein continues to serve, and she hits it right off of the hands of Mullins, the libero. No, that's not Mullins. It is.
Yeah, I wonder if the ball's a little slippery with the heat. I don't know. It doesn't feel real humid, but I bet the humidity's picking up.
The lead is 8 at 16-8, and there is a service error. Not exactly what Kelly Hartley-Hutton and Steve Florio had in mind. Well, confusion at the net. Jessica Turner comes in and she will serve. There is Brandon Rosenthal, again his fifth year as the head coach at Lipscomb. Hervey, and that's blocked. Good block there by Lipscomb.
Both teams are running that backslide out of their middle an awful lot, so I think you're going to find that it blocked a number of times, especially when you hit it straight ahead like Hervey did.
Dominiak setting up Acevedo, and Patty comes down with the kill. Makes our score 17-10 in favor of the Mastodons. Peachy Jankowski will serve. She's the libero wearing the different colored jersey from everyone else on her team. Snyder. I'm not sure that was a block by Miller as much as it might have hit the top of the net.
Well, it did catch the tape, but I think it was a legal attack and it was blocked. If the blocker touches it, she gets credit.
And Lipscomb will call another timeout, which will give us a chance to tell you about the 9th year of Mastodon Spotlight. Learn more about Mastodon sports by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight. It's seen each Wednesday and Saturday here on CATV. Here's truly Mike Maas, host the show. We review recent IPFW sports activities. We'll try to look at game footage and visit with coaches and student athletes as well. Again, it's Mastodon Spotlight. Wednesdays at 7:30, Fridays at 6:30. Now in its 9th year here on CATV.
When are you going to have me on Mastodon Spotlight?
We'll get you.
You had Ryan Perrott and me on one year. We kind of disrupted your show. We've not been invited back.
Well,
I think Rock has been invited back, but I haven't.
Well, now you know what. We'll get you set up. I just finished my baseball season with the Fort Wayne Wizards. I'm still trying to get my head on straight. Remember what town I'm in. But we'll get you on, Mark. I promise you, before men's volleyball starts, we'll get you on Mastodon Spotlight. Players back on the floor. Peachy Jankowski.
IPFW
will serve.
Again, doing this point run from serving it primarily.
Scruggs tried the kill attempt, and I think she gets credit for the point.
Yep.
She found an open spot in the corner. Substitution.
Is throwing the ball. Now they're doing it legally, but because of the block of IPFW and I think the mistiming of their offense, the hitters are resorting to that. And as long as they can find an open spot on the floor, it's going to work for them.
Amy Tchaikovsky serving. Good serve. Miller from the right side and right at the feet of Tchaikovsky. Point IPFW. Serve goes over to IPFW, and the score now is 19-11. And Stephanie Lamberti comes in to serve.
Lipscomb is now hitting 0. It means they have as many errors as they have kills.
Pease becomes offensive, and the setter gets the kill. The nice change of pace by...
You have to be ready to go up when the setter looks like she's going to be aggressive with that second ball. Both of our blockers who were in the vicinity were flat-footed.
Stephanie Pease with the serve. Patty Acevedo, and it's in. Turner didn't think so. She thought the ball was long. IPFW gets the point, gets the break. It's now 20-12, and Jamie Schwartz comes in to serve.
Well, the IPFW athletes behind the Lipscomb bench assured me it was in. And they, of course, would look at it closely and call it fairly.
Well, perhaps poetic justice. The serve was long by Schwartz, so Lipscomb's going to get a point out of the deal anyway. Lady Bison trail 20-13. Sarah Snyder will serve. Jankowski will dig it up. Schlindwein dug out by Mullins. Ooh, that's a tough angle.
Ball went outside the antenna. Good call. That was a heck of an attempt. But she made anything happen with that, but she kept it that close because that set was really going outside.
Paul Vanek is our down official. Coming back in is Ashley Cox. Coming out is Katie Bradley. And Taryn Parker, a freshman out of Michigan, will serve. Cox on the left side, and that's dug out. Dominiak cross court for Schlindwein. Yes. 21-13 is now the score. And Lipscomb calls their second and final allotted timeout here in game number 2. You get a good look at head coach Brandon Rosenthal talking with his setter. Now that's something that's happened a lot. We've seen it in men's volleyball, women's volleyball, where the head coach talks to the setter and the assistant coaches take the rest of the team. Why is that so?
Well, the setter is the team leader, like the quarterback in football. And so the head coach frequently will talk to her. But sometimes if you have an assistant coach who's works with the setters, they'll talk to him. But in this case, they don't have that on either bench. So the head coach you'll see talking to the setter a lot. Again, that also allows the assistant coach then to talk about techniques or tactical things with the rest of the team, and the head coach can calm down the setter, perhaps make some suggestions as to what plays to run when they go back out on the floor.
It's amazing what can be accomplished in 60 seconds.
Yeah,
during a
60
timeout.
seconds is a long timeout.
Yeah, it really is.
They used to be 30 seconds. They were way too short, but 60 seconds is a long one. The national championships last year, I think they were a minute and a half or something.
Wow.
It took forever. It's almost like between games.
Well, the timeout is completed. The player's back on the floor. And again, getting ready to serve will be Taryn Parker. She spells her name Taryn, 6-foot freshman out of Alto, Michigan.
Amy Mullins, the Lipscomb libero, is having trouble passing the ball open-handed. But she's getting a lot of flat ones coming at her chest high and above, and she's just struggling with them.
And she's struggling with the serve as well as she just serves that into the net.
I think she's thinking about her passing, which is the key role she plays out there, and it's affecting the rest of her game. Understandable.
Shannon Reuter, 5'7" sophomore out of Tiffin, Ohio, on the floor for the first time tonight. And she will serve.
She's very athletic, I understand. Backup setter. We'll see how she handles the team.
Kylie Hervey at the net. Hits it just where Mullins couldn't quite reach it. And it's now a 10-point lead for IPFW, 24-14. Pease. Ball's dug out by Schlindwein. Yes, nice play there by Lamberti. The youngsters getting their chance to perform on the floor. Almost a float type serve. Oh, nice play there. Scruggs getting the short set.
There was almost a delay there, and I don't know whether it was timed that way or the timing was off, and that's how they had to work it.
You know, it is a point for Lipscomb now. It's back to a 10-point deficit, 25-15. Brittany Simmons in to serve. Schlindwein, and that's dug out. Almost a missed time. Oh, nice dig there by Peachy Jankowski. Free ball chance for Lipscomb. They're going to try it again. Hervey setting up Schlindwein. Nice dig by Simmons. Long rally. Oh, nice play there.
She got it in.
Cox got it in. What an angle.
There have been a lot of sets go out that way, and she's the first one that's been able to turn it enough to get it in.
Ashley Cox, again a 5'10" senior out of Brentwood, Tennessee, a transfer from Auburn University. She will head to the bench, and Jessica Turner will replace her to serve. Now they're checking
They're checking number of timeouts, I think. I mean, number of subs.
I want to say it's 12 a game.
Or is that no, it's 15.
Is it 15?
Seems like 837. But oh, too many entries or wrong position?
Evidently so.
Well, it's an illegal sub.
Well, Lipscomb still, in spite of that, comes away with a point.
That was her position. But I wonder if she's had her three entries.
I don't know for sure.
I don't know in the women's game if they're limited to 3 entries. They might be unlimited.
You have to check that one out. Schlindwein off of Mullins, and that heads for the corner. Point to IPFW. It's now 26-17. Mariah Schlindwein will serve it up. Into the net. Side out to Lipscomb. They're hanging around. They're down just by 8. Now Turner comes back in for Cox. We'll have to work on that one, Mark. Reuter, double hit call.
Oh, that was the problem. It was out of position before. And so Turner could not come in. Turner was still right front when she went into serve.
Miss hit turns into a point for Alex Scruggs. That's 3 in a row by the Lady Bisons. Now 26-20. It was 26-17. Turner with a dig. Pease becomes the attacker. Acevedo blocked at the net. Patty to try it again. Mullins with the dig. Snyder left side. And another Lipscomb point off the hands of Kylie Hervey.
Our left side blocker there, Acevedo, should have been in position to make that play, I think.
Down to a 5-point Mastodon lead.
Touch.
Off the touch, the Dons will get the point. Ball hit Turner. And that stopped probably the best run Lipscomb's had all night. 27-21 with Peachy Jankowski to serve. Snyder. Simon tried to dig it out.
The corners are always open in the IPFW defense unless the middle back reads it quick enough to get over there. Jankowski does a fair job of that, but she's got to cover that whole baseline.
Alex Scruggs, we think, is going to serve. Yeah, and Lipscomb down just by 5, 27-22. Reuter setting up Acevedo on the right side, and off the hand that time of Kelly. Alex Kelly not happy with herself. And it's now 28-22, and IPFW within 2 points and taking a commanding 2-0 lead. Pease to Kelly. Jankowski tried to dig it out, but Dons couldn't get it over the net. Coming back on the floor is Aaron Pierce. And serving it is Stephanie Pease. There's the brain trust for Lipscomb. Brandon Rosenthal and Jenna Pantitier.
They have one substitute left, but that may be enough to get them through unless they make a run for it. Then they could have a problem.
Reuter, left side, Acevedo, blocked at the net. Dons try it again. A near block. Snyder, off the touch. Lipscomb, I think, a little bit lucky that time, Mark. Sarah Snyder got the ball and found an open spot. And now it's 28-24. Just long. And we go to game point. Jamie Schwartz will come in to serve for IPFW. Crowd on their feet, those that follow IPFW. Pease for Snyder. Blocked at the net. Lipscomb keeps it alive. Another block. And it's wide, and game 2 is in the books. Good effort by Turner, but IPFW too strong in game number 2. They take it by a score of 30-24. They now lead the match 2-0, and there'll be a 10-minute intermission. So we will take a timeout, and then Mark Frank can now come back and review what's taken place thus far. We're at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on CATV.
I guess I'm like most kids. I work hard, I go to class, and I want a degree that's going to mean something. I had offers from other universities, but I wanted the best out of my college choice. I wanted a great education and the campus life to go with it. Student housing, Division I sports, I found it all right here at IPFW. Hey, this is my university, my life, so it's got to feel right. I'm really glad I chose IPFW. I love it here. Go to their website.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, one university, 2 great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field, and IPFW makes it easy. With affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, your graduate university.
Congratulations on the promotion.
I hope you're saving the extra money.
You gotta put it in stocks.
If you want to get ahead.
No, bonds.
And CDs.
Stick it under the mattress.
Getting plenty of advice, but not enough. Visit saveandinvest.org. No confusing advice, no sales pitch, just unbiased information and tools to help you manage your money with confidence. Saveandinvest.org.
Did you know that an IPFW faculty member came up with the idea for what is now an Emmy Award-nominated film? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, you'll meet that professor and find out what the film is all about. With the start of every school year, there are some new faces around. We'll introduce you to two of them, the Director of Athletics and the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access Television.
Everybody to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. The Mastodons lead the Lady Bison of Lipscomb University 2-0 in our best-of-5 match tonight, the second match of the 8th annual IPFW Women's Volleyball Invitational. We're in the middle of a 10-minute break, and we're going to introduce you to the brand-new athletic director here at IPFW. We'll belatedly welcome Tommy Bell to the scene. And first and foremost, Tommy, again, welcome to the Summit City.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. It's great to be here. It's great to be in Fort Wayne.
Well, some of our viewers may not know that much about you, but you come from a baseball background as well as this is your first time as an athletic director, but you've been involved in athletic departments before.
Oh, a long time. Been fortunate enough to be in about 20 years in mid-major type institutions, Northern Illinois University, Southern Illinois University, and also Radford University in Virginia.
Well, that's 3 good schools. You come here from Southern Illinois University, and I know we talked about earlier in a different interview for a different forum that you have to get used to a new nickname. You can't call yourself a Saluki anymore.
No, I don't have that unique nickname of that purebred hunting dog of the Pharaohs, but as they said in Saluki land when I left, you're going to the land of the prehistoric hairy elephants.
Well, what's it been like so far?
Well, it's been great. It's just get in, roll up my sleeves, and want to be doing everything fast and furious. We're trying to really establish our external areas, such as comprehensive ticket campaign. We also want to have our Royal Dons, our annual fund, and then we also want to really shore up our corporate sponsorship area.
Your thoughts on the match thus far? I mean, everything seems to have gone the way of the blue and white.
Well, the Lady Mastodons are playing great. We have a great crowd here. It looks like we've got about estimated around 400 here this evening, and that's exciting. A number of middle school and high school teams have come out to watch them play, so we're excited to have a great atmosphere for them for this tournament.
Well, tomorrow there'll be twice as many matches, 4 instead of 2. You've also got Chicago State University and Lehigh University that are here for the Invitational, so a chance for the public to come out and see 4 good women's volleyball games.
Absolutely. They'll get to see Division I college volleyball at its best, and it's a great environment, and there'll be games starting at 2 tomorrow, going straight through to the evening. And I think we've got the last game tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock.
That is true. Well, I guess the other final question that I'll ask you, Tommy, you've been involved in conferences before, and of course Southern Illinois part of the Missouri Valley Conference. IPFW now a member of the Summit League, used to be known as the Mid-Con. What's the best piece of advice you've been able to impart on your staff as they now enter conference play for the first time in many, many years, first time at Division I level?
Well, our goal as an athletic department will be to win the Commissioner's Cup, which would have a great showing of an overall strength of an athletic program where we can compete in not only 1 or 2 sports. We want to compete in sports all the way across the board. Our goal is to win that Commissioner's Cup, because once we reach that plateau, then all the Pistons are hitting on the same firing line.
Well, we wish you well in your endeavor, and the rest of the coaching staffs and all the 16 sports that participate at the interscholastic level in that endeavor. Again, thanks for coming over on short notice. Belated welcome to the university and to the community, and best of luck as the new athletic director here at IPFW.
Thank you, Mike. It's a pleasure being here this evening.
Our special guest has been Tommy Bell, the new AD here at IPFW. We'll take a break, come back, and get ready for Game 3. Again, IPFW leads Lipscomb 2-1. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on CATV.
That book was all right. You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Did you know that an IPFW faculty member came up with the idea for what is now an Emmy Award-nominated film? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, you'll meet that professor and find out what the film is all about. With the start of every school year, there are some new faces around. We'll introduce you to 2 of them, the Director of Athletics and the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access Television.
When it comes to dogs, cats, and kids, sharing just comes naturally. They share their toys, their beds, even their favorite snacks. But pets and people can share other things as well, like disease. Zoonotic diseases are illnesses that can be transmitted from animals to humans, like leptospirosis, or diseases that affect both people and pets, like Lyme disease. Fortunately, you can help reduce the risk by visiting your veterinarian. Your veterinarian can help protect against zoonotic disease and potentially harmful parasites. Most important, a wellness exam from your veterinarian twice a year can help detect, treat, or prevent health problems before they become serious. So share affection, not illness, and ask your veterinarian about zoonotic disease protection for all your loved ones. A message from the American Veterinary Medical Association and your local veterinarians.
Back here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, again, IPFW winning Game 1, 30-14, and Game 2, 30-24 over the Lady Bison from Lipscomb University out of Nashville, Tennessee. I'm rejoined by Mark Franke, and you're looking at some numbers, which you are prone to do. Mark, thoughts on the first 2 games of this match thus far?
The second set was much more even statistically, as well as by the score, obviously. But I think the key is still the number of errors on the Lipscomb side. They have 17 hitting errors compared to 5 for IPFW. IPFW is hitting a very, very good percentage. And Lipscomb was actually at 0 at one point and brought it back. The other thing is neither team is scoring many service aces, but Lipscomb has 8 errors. IPFW is slightly into the blocking, but it's really at the offensive side of the net on the errors on the offense that make the difference.
Quick look, kills 28-25, assists 28-23, digs 31-26, blocks 6-4, all in favor of IPFW. And as you said, Mark, hitting .343. That's really, really hitting the ball well.
It's amazing. First set was 14 kills, no errors, which is amazing. Those 5 errors IPFW has all came in the second set.
Again, this is, as we see the highlights here, this is the second game of the 8th annual IPFW Invitational. In the first match, I should say, Chicago State defeated Lehigh 30-28, 30-18, and 30-28. And there you see again Miller.
We have a somewhat altered lineup here. We're going to stay with the new setter, Reuter. The rest, I think, look like the starting group.
We are underway in Game 3, and off the touch, Miller will get the kill.
If you look at the IPFW lineup tonight, really there are only 2 starters back from last year. And Sonara Martins is being rested, and so she would probably be in the lineup if she were being used tonight.
Reuter with a dig. Miller from the right side. Oh, wow. Simmons tried to keep it alive. Good hustle by Turner as well. Free ball chance coming up for IPFW. Hervey is blocked by Snyder, and Lipscomb comes away with the point. We're tied 1-1, and perseverance pays off that time for the Lady Bison. Christine Simon checks in for IPFW. And Alex Scruggs will serve it for the Lipscomb University Lady Bison. Turner tried to dig the ball out, Mark, but the ball went dead left. How does that happen? When you try to dig it and it just goes off?
You're not squared away.
That thing went off at a 90-degree angle.
It's physics or geometry or something. Something I didn't study.
And me neither. IPFW comes away with another point. It is now 3-1. Again, we played a 30, win by 2 in games 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if a fifth and deciding game is needed, that's played to 15, you win by 2. Nice good look at the senior. Hard to believe Peachy Jankowski's a senior. Pease setting up Snyder on the left side, and it's off the fingertips of Miller.
That was kind of a tight set, I think, so that was a nice play. Our blockers probably didn't get extended enough to stop that attack from being successful.
Here is Stephanie Pease, the Lipscomb setter, with the serve. Rebecca Ream will get the kill.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the set distribution at IPFW. Ream now leads the team. She has 9 kills, Miller 8, and Acevedo 7. So that's pretty good distribution.
Kelly is blocked by Acevedo. A little help possibly by Rebecca Ream.
If you look at the Lipscomb side, Snyder has 10 kills, and then Kelly has 6, Scruggs 5. It's not nearly as good of distribution over there.
Service error by Miller, and that is the 6th service error by IPFW in this match. Snyder will serve for Lipscomb. And that is wide, and that's number 9. And you mentioned earlier, Mark, at the start of game number 2, how the service errors can really hurt a team.
It's not just always the number of them, but when they happen sometimes that are even more important than the fact that you have one.
Jamie Schwartz back in for IPFW. Cox dug out. Oh, Cox again at the net. Schlinline, a miss hit, and the IPFW got lucky, but off the touch. Lipscomb comes away with the point. Confusion at the net there on both sides. And IPFW's lead has been trimmed to 1. Mullins with a dig. Cox on the left side. Oh, right off the shoulder of Miller. And the Lady Bison have tied game 3 up at 5 apiece.
Pease, the setter at Lipscomb, is one of their freshmen, right?
Yes.
Coach Rosenfeld is so high on.
And the freshman setting up Pierce. Reuter for Ream, and that is blocked wide.
She just hit it hard into the block, and the only way the block was going to get it was to extend over the net and drop it straight down. I've been impressed with Pease for a freshman. She's done a nice job there. She's not had good passing behind her. Oh, that's got to be a back row block. She came out of the back row. She can't. I think what Coach Rosenthal's argument is that she didn't go above the tape, but she's not coming out of the back row, and so she cannot be in a blocking position if the ball is in the neutral zone.
8-5 is our score. IPFW on top, and Mullins is the captain for Lipscomb, and she's talking with her up official, Justin Basofsky.
He's convinced that he made the right call, and sometimes when a referee is positive about the call like that, you agree with him. And you just accept his call. You figure he knows what he's doing.
A mistimed jump by Stephanie Pease. Results in another Mastodon point. It's now 9-5. Rebecca Ream will continue to serve. Good jump serve. Pease for Cox, and
they hit the tape and never caught a block, so that will be an IPFW point. Cox attempt hit the tape and then went out of bounds. Our blockers never got their hands on it.
10-5 is the score. Scruggs blocked by Hervey. So the junior from Indianapolis makes her presence felt.
Green wasn't jumping earlier, was she on her serve?
No, she was not.
Yeah, she's putting some heat on the ball.
And timeout is called by Lipscomb, so we'll take a break as well. 11-5 IPFW. This is IPFW Women's Volleyball on CATV.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Welcome back, everybody. Get a good look at the crowd that's here at the Gates Center tonight.
What team is that? What school? Is that a high school team?
That was a middle school team.
Middle school team?
Something that Tommy Bell, our guest between games 2 and 3, mentioned. A lot of middle school kids are here tonight, and that's always good to see. 11-5 is our score. IPFW on top, and they will continue to serve. Rebecca Ream with the jump serve, and that's a bit long. And there's a case for the timeout by Lipscomb pays off.
One of the things you want to do when you've been on a run serving as aggressively as she has, take a little bit off it after the timeout to keep the ball in play. Count on your defense to transition the ball, and then after you're back warmed up, go back and wail on the next one.
Well, Lady Bison put a second point together in a row. It's now 11-7. Simmons continues to serve. Comes up with a dig. Scruggs on a short set by Pease. And don't look now, but Lipscomb down by just 3 at 11-8.
Well, the problem right now is we have a new middle out there who's being trained in the middle. And so she's getting beat on that block. The other problem, I think, is that Reuter, the backup setter who's out there, is struggling setting out to the left side pin when she's setting across the court. I think they're dying inside. She's not getting them out far enough. She's doing a good job on the tighter sets and behind. They look to be really good, but it's the pin. See how she came in again?
Good save there by Lipscomb. Oh, but Pease hits it into the net. That stops the Lady Bison run. But when they started, it was 11-5, and now it's 12-9, so a little perspiration being cleaned up on the floor by Jessica Miller. Shannon Reuter will serve. Pease left side for Ashley Cox, and that's blocked by Miller. Cox again, dug out by Jankowski.
Oh, she's under.
Oh, mishit perhaps. 4 hits.
No, came over the
wrong side of the net.
She set the ball on the wrong side of the net. The wrong side of the 3-meter line. The libero set it open-handed in front of the 3-meter line.
Scruggs on the run, and that's dug out by Jankowski. Pease tries to save it. And IPFW comes away with the point. It's now 14-9. Shannon Reuter gets the tip of the net, but it goes over. Snyder is long. Lipscomb asking for a touch. They're not going to get it. So IPFW now taking control of game 3. Cox Schlindwein, and that's blocked at the net. Miller right side, good night. Off the touch. It's almost like a light switch was turned on, Mark. Lipscomb got within 2, and IPFW said it's time to go to work.
Brandon Rosenthal is complaining something, probably the what he considers the inconsistent ball handling calls. But I'm not sure of that, I'm just guessing.
Schneider, and that's dug out by Schwartz. Dink shot just in. And Lipscomb says, let's call our timeout. We need to. That's our second and final allotted timeout.
That's the YMCA timeout.
Yeah, 17-9 is the score. I want to remind you that the latest Mastodon scores and stats are available on the World Wide Web by going to GoMastodons.com. There you can check up on the teams, players, and programs anytime you like. Again, it's the official Mastodon website, GoMastodons.com. Well, we also mentioned, Mark, that this is night 1 of the IPFW Invitational. Tomorrow, 4 games on the docket. IPFW will play Chicago State at 2 o'clock. And then I believe Lehigh and Lipscomb will get together at, I want to say, 3:30.
Not that soon. Not first
It's at 4 o'clock. I know that IPFW plays the final match against Lehigh at 7 o'clock. But 4 matches tomorrow, and those 2 matches that involve IPFW will be heard over the internet. Again, go to GoMastodons.com.
Are you going to do those?
Yes, I am. Looking forward to it. Back to the action here. Scruggs with the kill. Hits it where Jamie Schwartz couldn't get it. And it's now 17-10. Lipscomb finally gets the serve back. Turner will throw it up.
Wow.
Schlindwein is wide.
She went down the line. It's a tough shot to make for a freshman to attempt. It shows a lot of confidence. She's not hitting for good percentage, but she's hitting aggressively. Coach Lisa Horman used to coach the women's team here, played for our team, said she really likes her arm swing. It's unorthodox, and she really likes it.
Well, that time, Lipscomb's going to get the point. I actually thought that Scruggs hit it over the net and hit it back to her side, but Kelly Hartley-Hutton now
back row.
for the
called
call.
Back row setter. I'm not sure I understood that. They called a back row setter. The set must have crossed the net. I don't know, Mike.
I don't know either. And Paul Vanek, our down official, was trying to explain.
Oh, he gave about 5 seconds of explanation, told him to sit down. So he didn't want to drag it out.
Now, a service error ensued. It's now 18-12. IPFW with the lead and the serve and the point. As Lipscomb just found out that every place in this Hilliard Gates Center is in play. So it'll lead up to 7. And Mayara Schlindwein will continue to serve. And serves it long. Christine Simon will come back out on the floor for IPFW. Lipscomb down 6, and there'll be a change as Grace Gilmore comes in to replace Alex Scruggs. Shall we say somewhat of a sloppy third game?
Yeah.
IPFW with all new players literally on the floor. Patty Acevedo back on the floor though, and she'll get the kill off the touch. (20-13) is our score. IPFW with the lead and the serve. Peachy Jankowski with the serving honors. Pease, cross-court pass to Snyder. It's long. And the lead's expanded to 8 at 21-13. Lipscomb's used up both of their allotted timeouts. They'll have to play through it. Kelly, Acevedo with a dig. 4 hits, or a double hit called, one of the two.
I was looking at the banners. They need to be updated.
Something about an NCAA national runner-up.
Well, even the
Final
one
four.
that shows all the NCAA appearances doesn't have 05 or 06 up there.
Have to work on that. Rebecca Ream is blocked by Alex Kelly.
It's not good cover there. That's probably a little bit of the heat and the fatigue building up and the sloppy play.
Score is now 21-15. P serving for Lipscomb. Acevedo says, take that.
I think she went through the block. I think she split the blockers.
And that should be kill number, I want to say 10 for Patty. It's either 9 or 10. But more importantly, the lead back up to 7.
Kill 9 kills, no errors, 19 attempts. Hitting 47%.
Oh, good play there. Snyder not giving up one bit.
That's kind of interesting, Mike. You talk about hitting. Acevedo on the left side, Miller on the right side are both hitting 47%. Normally it's the middle hitters who hit for the big percentage.
Wow.
Ream's not far behind at 42%. But it shows where IPFW is hitting successfully in all 3 locations of the net. Left side, right side, middle.
Well, here we go. Serving is Sarah Snyder for Lipscomb. Patty Acevedo, and that's blocked at the net, but Rebecca Ream says, here I is. The block came right straight up over the net, and Rebecca Ream was there to put it away. Jamie Schwartz back on the floor. You almost get the feeling that Jamie's like the designated server for the women's team.
It's a nice serve. Probably why she's a designated server.
Jankowski with a dig. Rebecca Ream wide. Just wide with the kill attempt. That gives Lipscomb the point, and the Lady Bison now draw to within 6 at 23-17.
Jamie Schwartz is designated as a libero. Of course, with Peachy Jankowski out there, there's only one libero per match, so she's playing a defensive specialist role, which allows her to serve, go across the back court, and help handle the ball.
Here's Rebecca Ream with the jump serve. Pease sending up Pierce. That's dug out. Ream, dink shot. Scruggs a little bit long. And the Dons come away with the point. It's now 25-17. IPFW just 5 points away from nailing down their 4th match win of the year. And Alex Scruggs with a nice play there. Senior out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, comes away with the kill.
And our middle back knew it was her ball.
Something to be worked on, I'm sure, in practice. Brittany Simmons with the serve for Lipscomb. And off the touch. Mariah Schlindwein will get the point.
It's hard to block that arm swing. That's what Lisa Harmon was talking about.
Shannon Reuter with the serve. 26-18 the score. Scruggs off the forearm of Peachy Jankowski.
That's where our blocking failed. Remember, the block is to get to the antenna and push in. The block was late getting the antenna, and in fact, the ball came down the line and wasn't touched at all by a blocker.
Jordan Staus back in. She's a 6-foot freshman out of Peru, Illinois. High, deep serve dug out by Peachy Jankowski. And a missed time, perhaps jump.
No, the set was tight.
In either event, Lipscomb comes up at the point. Now they're down by half a dozen, 26-20. Jessica Turner will continue to serve. And another Lipscomb point. Well, they're not giving up. I'll give them credit for that. They're down 2 games to 1. They're down 26-21.
This is where Lipscomb cannot afford a service error. They have to keep playing aggressively, cause IPFW to make mistakes.
And there's another return of...
I think we need a timeout on the IPFW side. We're going to get it here.
Yeah, Kelly Hartley-Hutton says let's take a 60-second break as the lead has been cut to 4, 26-22. Complacency, perhaps, Mark? I mean, you're up 2 games to none. You've controlled the match.
Well, they have a lot of different players in, so this is a lineup that hasn't been playing together tonight. I don't know how much they play together in practice during the week. Probably not a lot because of the fact that some of the starters are out there and a lot of the substitutes are out there. Just one of those things. The synchronization is not going to be as strong with a makeshift lineup like this as it would be earlier with a group that's been playing together.
I want to remind you that our next live telecast of IPFW Women's Volleyball will take place a week from tomorrow, 2 weeks from tomorrow, the 22nd of January, when, again, the Lady Bison, this time of North Dakota State, come a-calling from Fargo, North Dakota. They, along with IPFW and South Dakota State, all members of what now is known as the Summit League, formerly the Mid-Continent Conference, and it'll be a conference match, and we'll be on the air at 7 o'clock. Again, that's Saturday the 22nd. Another edition of IPFW Women's Volleyball. Well, the timeout is over. Players back on the floor, and Jessica Turner continues to serve. Lipscomb down by 4, 26-22 here in Game 3 of the best-of-5 match. They're down 2 games to none thus far. And a little tip shot by Alex Scruggs makes it 26-23.
Right now, IPFW is playing the same game Lipscomb is, and I think Lipscomb's better at that game than IPFW.
Lindwine.
Yeah, that was better.
Dug out by Mullins. Oh, nice block there at the net. Another partial block. Reuter, free ball. See what happens. Snyder, blocked by Hervey. Scruggs, dug out by Jankowski.
Oh, she got the net. I think the blocker got the net. Yeah, she did.
And Brandon Rosenthal up and not happy.
Well, he's not happy because he didn't need that air. It was a good call from what I saw. He didn't need that air. The player was being aggressive. I don't remember which one it was. But he wants the captain to go challenge it, or go discuss it, I should say, not challenge it, of course.
And Amy Mullins does head over to see Justin Basofsky, our up official tonight.
You see that overpass coming, and you want to go up, and she wanted to kill it. She wanted to keep the momentum going for Lipscomb. And that would really hurt IPFW to get that point. And the ball kind of died on the net, and as she followed through, she caught the net.
Well, play continues on, and IPFW, oh, nice save by Snyder. I take that back. At the net, and now a double hit called on IPFW. So Lipscomb comes back with a point. They're not out of it. They're down just by 3, 27-24.
No, and the momentum's on their side, but they're running out of room to make mistakes, and that was what's hurt them all night long. So if they can keep the service errors out of it, and they can stay aggressive on offense and on blocking, they'll be okay.
Jessica Enderly in to serve out of California. Well, at that point goes IPFW. As Pease tried to get her body positioned in the correct way.
There are good reactions by Lipscomb, but that was a nice hit by Miller on the IPFW side as well.
28-24. The Dons 2 points away from a match win. Jankowski's serving. Snyder on the left side. Nice block. Miller and Ream tag teamed it. And we're at match point. Wow, what a block at the net. IPFW faithful on their feet, making some noise. Snyder from the left side. Dug out. Simon, hits into the net. Bison kill off 1 match point. They've got a few more they've got to fight off, however. Stephanie Pease will
see how aggressive her serve is.
Throw it up. Shannon Reuter for Acevedo. It's long. And we go on. It's 29-26.
Coach Hutton has 1 timeout left. We'll see how far she'll let this go. I would think if Lipscomb scores here, she'll have to use it.
Reuter Acevedo again on the left side, blocked. Jankowski with the dig. We tried on the right side, Miller. And that's it. Off the touch, IPFW prevails, and they win game 3, 30-26, and they win this match 3 games to none. Improving to 4-4 on the season. Lipscomb drops to 1-6. Players and coaches exchanging a job well done and an effort well put out tonight. We'll take a timeout, come back and review this match. Again, IPFW wins it 3 games to none, and we're back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center in just a moment here on CATV.
Diabetes is a killer. After I was diagnosed, I didn't feel sick, so I didn't listen to my doctor. Then it struck. I had a heart attack, then a stroke, and I was only 49.
People with diabetes are 2 to 4 times more likely to suffer a stroke than people without diabetes. And many who survive are severely disabled.
Don't let diabetes destroy your life.
Learn how to reduce your risk of stroke. Call for your free diabetes survival guide.
I've gone away to a college where the class size is small.
I've gone away to a college with a beautiful campus. I've gone away to a college that cares about diversity.
I've gone away to a college where I get to live in my own apartment instead of living in a dorm room.
I've gone away to a college that really isn't that far away at all.
I go to IPFW.
IPFW.
I go to IPFW.
To find out more about college life at IPFW, go to our website. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Did you know that an IPFW faculty member came up with the idea for what is now an Emmy Award-nominated film? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, you'll meet that professor and find out what the film is all about. With the start of every school year, there are some new faces around. We'll introduce you to 2 of them, the Director of Athletics and the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access Television.
Warning, ruthless invaders are among us, and the future of fishing depends on stopping them dead. Only you can prevent invasive species from spreading before it's too late. Inspect, clean, and drain your boat, motor, and live wells, and properly dispose of invasive species on land, not back in the water. Stop these evil menaces from taking over and threatening our precious outdoor heritage. Inspect, clean, and drain. Do your part to halt the silent invasion.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW, along with IPFW Assistant Men's Volleyball Coach Mark Franke. I'm Mike Maz, and our match is over before you can blink an eye. A couple of times, the IPFW Mastodons defeat the Lady Bison of Lipscomb University tonight by game scores of 30-14, 30-24, and 30-26. And I guess one way you could look at it, Mark, was that IPFW just took care of business.
Right, IPFW came out, played aggressively, and played error-free offense the first set. No errors, 14 kills and no errors, which is pretty phenomenal. It settled down to a more routine kind of second set. Third was sloppy, a lot of subs in on the IPFW side, and we saw Lipscomb get their game together a little bit, become aggressive on their side of the net, and cause IPFW to regroup a little bit to try to hold on to the victory in 3.
Well, the win was the 4th in the last 5 matches for IPFW. Again, they started out the season 0-3, but losing to 3 pretty good schools. We mentioned the University of Dayton is ranked 23rd in the country, and they're undefeated. The University of Illinois, always a challenger in the Big Ten, and Bowling Green State University has given the Ohio University a run for their money in the Mid-American Conference the past few seasons. So they lost those 3 matches to start off the year, but they won 2 out of 3 last week at the I think it was the Clarion Classic up at Western Michigan University, losing only to the host Broncos in the final match they played. And they come back with a win over Eastern Michigan, and we're going to see some highlights here in a moment as they knock off the Bison in the first round of the IPFW Invitational tonight.
If you watch the IPF, well, here's a broken play. Nice set by Hervey. She goes to the number 1 hitter on the team, Jessica Miller, tonight. Takes it down the line. There was somewhat of a broken play again, but Miller that time made it work by tipping it to the sideline.
Penny Acevedo got high in the air on that attempt.
And if I recall, was that late in the third. She had one late in the third that we really needed.
Rebecca Ream, that was blocked. Give Lipscomb credit. They were down early.
The IPFW coverage of when IPFW is hitting, everybody else should cover for a block like that wasn't very good at the end. It broke down. There was more standing around, I think.
And again, Mastodon gets high in the air.
Well, that play, the only way you're going to defend that is get out there before the hitter does. You have to seal the antenna. In other words, don't let them come down the line.
Lipscomb setting it up for Sarah Snyder, the transfer out of the University of
That was much better
Alabama.
there. You saw how the block set up on the antenna and was ready.
Saw a good dig there by Peachy Jankowski. Jessica Miller comes back, and Lipscomb, and there's Mullins couldn't catch up with it. So again, some good plays there. And now what you're seeing is a tradition that's been going on for several years. The members of the IPFW women's volleyball team signing autographs, legal by the NCAA. And
that's legal. That's the only thing probably that is
might
legal.
be the only thing that's legal. But
it is a good tradition. I know the men's team uses it as well.
Who's that guy on the left? Your boss, Arnie Ball.
He looks like he's gotten older.
You said it, not me. I want to keep in his good graces.
They're keeping his good graces.
And there's Craig Hutton, Kelly Hartley Hutton's husband.
The tradition, the kids especially, the younger kids, but like right now we're seeing all the middle school players going by. That's a great thing for them. They get the posters, they have the players sign it, and it lets them get up close to the players. Like in the old days, when we used to go to ballparks when we were kids, players would be out there, you get their autographs. Now, of course, they got security guards and agents and everybody else involved. So it's nice for sports at the college level to be more of the pure athletic kind of thing that we remember, or at least think we remember from our older days.
Well, there is Kelly Hartley Hutton on the right, and it was your wife Tommy on the left. And of course, Kelly Hartley Hutton is a new mom.
Yeah, we were going to try to get the baby on TV, but we didn't manage that.
What we'll do now is we'll take a break, and we're going to try to get either Kelly or assistant coach Steve Florio to come on with us and chat about this. Associate head coach. You're right.
Associate head coach.
I'll get that corrected. We'll try to get either Kelly or Steve on as we continue our post-match report here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. The IPFW Mastodons defeat Lipscomb tonight 3-0, and we'll be back in a moment here on CATV.
Must eat. Wait, what is this? Capsicum annum, Agaricus bisporus, Allium cepa.
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man. Honey.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Living with diabetes is the pits. When I wake up, the first thing I have to do is check my blood sugar. I just want to feel like all the other kids without pricking my fingers or injecting myself with insulin.
Diabetes is rough on my whole family.
When I was diagnosed, my mom couldn't stop crying. But imagine a cure.
Right now, as many as 3 million children and adults are living with type 1 diabetes. They will never outgrow it. Some will face complications like kidney failure, blindness, and heart disease. That's why the science the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation is supporting is so critical. Imagine a cure.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy. With affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, your graduate university.
Well, we have either uncovered an NCAA recruiting violation or we're violating the Indiana child labor laws, because have here head coach Hutton and assistant coach Hutton here to discuss the outcome of the match.
That's right. This is Kennedy, and it's not a recruiting violation. She's not yet a prospect, so and we're on our campus, so hopefully she has Setter in the blood, but I don't know that she will.
So tonight, did you expect a little closer match than what you saw?
You know, I did, because that is a good team, and they've played very good competition the first couple weeks of action here. But we had, I think, a pretty solid game plan, and our kids, to their credit, did a very good job of executing.
Especially in the first set, 14 kills, no errors. I don't think I've ever seen that. You had 3 players hitting up in the high 40s most of the match, including a left side and a right side, which is kind of unusual.
Yeah, you know, and I wasn't even, I guess, referring to our offense so much, and we were clicking. Of course, that comes from good ball control and good passing, and we were clicking there. But defensively, we, number 4, their outside hitter who had been...
Kennedy, don't suck your thumb on national TV.
Oh, that is embarrassing. Look like a baby. But we held number 4, and that's what we talked about before the match, is that we needed to be aware of her and block the pin, and our team really executed well.
You really controlled the net early, not only blocking, but any overpass, you went up and swang at it, and so you took control. I was really surprised that 1 was so easy. 2, even though the play got down to more normal level, it was still fairly easy. Then in the 3rd, you had a number of subs in, you had a little different team, and so things weren't clicking as well as they had earlier, yet they held on there at the end, and especially when the last couple of points, I think, were done with very aggressive play.
Yeah, and, you know, I really like that about this team. In the last, really, just week, we've become very aggressive, attacking and being, you know, assertive at everything at the net. And also, I think our serving, especially compared to last year, I think we're a much more aggressive serving team.
Do you think this team's more aggressive than last year?
Yes,
last year
I do.
was very aggressive.
I didn't think so as much. And I guess the first week of play, we were not, and paid for that dearly on the road. And we've been serving pretty tough. And mixing it up a little bit with some short serves, you saw, particularly when we want to take away the slide, the back slide.
They ran that all the time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Did Rebecca Ream, did you keep her down intentionally early and then have her go up late? I think she was down. She was serving.
You know, actually,
closer.
she was up the whole night.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she was up the whole night. Maya was interesting, though, wasn't she? She kept on working her way back, and I thought she was going to end up in the parking lot serving that ball pretty soon. But it's a very difficult serve to pass, isn't it?
It is. Lisa Horman, of course, coached the women's team back in probably the 90s or maybe even the 80s, said that she really has an unusual arm swing, and she likes that because she's going to be very difficult to block.
Yes, she has a very South American arm swing. It's very fluid. We'd like it to be a little faster, not so big. We'll work on that, but certainly as a freshman right now, she's doing some nice things, and I love. She plays a lot of charisma, doesn't she? She's fun to watch.
She does. You said before the match when we talked that ball control, of course, would be important, and I thought your ball control, especially early, was very good. And even at the end, when it wasn't quite as crisp, it was still to where the setter had some choices, could still run some offense.
Yeah, it did, you're right. It broke down at the end, and you saw the level of play on our side. Our offense broke down at the end. But thanks, we certainly spent a lot of time on passing and ball control. Kennedy is such a distraction. This maybe was a bad idea. And she's looking at you like you're so wise. Mark is such a wise man.
She's looking at me like I'm from outer space. When she's looking at me. Just quickly to sum up then, we've got 3 matches in about 24 hours in a very hot gym. So tonight has to be a real bonus that you could play a lot of different players and get it over in 3 and not drain your team for two more coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, that certainly was a bonus. And like freshman Taryn Parker didn't play a lot tonight, got in 1 game, and she started for us last weekend and played really, really well. So we'll probably see more of her tomorrow. She'll be rested. Yeah, we're fortunate to have some depth in some positions. And at setter, too. It's nice to get Jess out of there, and Shannon went in and did a nice job.
The Sonara Martins, you're resting. You try to rest her again tomorrow if you can?
Yeah, I think we will. You know, 1 more week of that shoulder, you know, just gaining some confidence in practice. But she's doing really, really well.
She last year provided a lot of leadership on the floor. And tonight, you didn't really need the leadership from a particular player because you had a number of players playing very well.
Mm-hmm. You're right about that. She certainly is the marshal on the floor when she's out there. She's very competitive and she knows the game. It's been nice to have an opportunity for some of our younger players to step up, though. The first weekend of play, we really missed her in that regard. And since then, we've had some other players step up, so that's been positive experience for our younger players.
Well, unfortunately, we're not televised tomorrow night, but Mike's going to do it on internet radio.
Great.
Both afternoon and evening, so if people can't make it to the gym, they'll be able to listen on the internet.
Good.
And Kennedy, will you be back tomorrow?
I'm going to stuck my thumb.
But only if I have to.
Do I have a choice?
If I get a ride here, I'll be here. I'm not driving myself, right? Well, good night. Any final words? Anything to look forward to tomorrow? What should we expect to see different?
Only to thank a great crowd and the men's volleyball team. They are certainly fun and add to the atmosphere here. They were behind us the third game. I don't know what that was about because usually they're behind the opposing team.
They get confused easily. They probably forgot that the benches changed between 2 and 3. They forgot to move. Yeah, they had the same problem during our season.
You have to tell them to switch benches.
You have to tell them. That's right.
But they are loud and fun.
Look, Kelly Hartley Hutton.
What is my name?
I forget your name. Kennedy here. She's got me distracted as well as you. We're going to go to a break now, and when we come back, Mike will join me, and we'll close this down.
Great.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Did you know that an IPFW faculty member came up with the idea for what is now an Emmy Award-nominated film? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, you'll meet that professor and find out what the film is all about. With the start of every school year, there are some new faces around. We'll introduce you to 2 of them, the Director of Athletics and the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access Television.
When it comes to dogs, cats, and kids, sharing just comes naturally. They share their toys, their beds, even their favorite snacks. But pets and people can share other things as well, like disease. Zoonotic diseases are illnesses that can be transmitted from animals to humans, like leptospirosis, or diseases that affect both people and pets, like Lyme disease. Fortunately, you can help reduce the risk by visiting your veterinarian. Your veterinarian can help protect against zoonotic disease and potentially harmful parasites. Most important, a wellness exam from your veterinarian twice a year can help detect, treat, or prevent health problems before they become serious. So share affection, not illness, and ask your veterinarian about zoonotic disease protection for all your loved ones. A message from the American Veterinary Medical Association and your local veterinarians.
Welcome back, everybody, for the final time tonight to the Harry Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Again, our thanks to head coach Kelly Hartley Hutton and Kennedy, the heir apparent to the job.
Kennedy's a lot cuter than you are, Mike. I think I'm going to start working with her from now on.
Well,
in these matches.
Darn right you should.
She doesn't talk as much as you do, that's for sure.
You are quite kind, Mr. Franke. Let's take a look at some of the final numbers from tonight's match. Again, IPFW wins the match 3-0 by scores of 30-14, 30-24, and 30-26. Kills, IPFW led 40-35, assists 39-32, blocks 7-6, and digs 48-38. The Dons for the match hit .255 while limiting the Lady Bison to just .073. We look at some of the individual numbers, Mark. Jessica Miller, 12 kills in 21 attempts, hitting .524 on the night.
And that's amazing for a right side hitter.
Yeah, junior out of Concordia Lutheran High School here in Fort Wayne. Rebecca Ream with 11 kills in 22 attempts, had 3 errors, so that dropped her hitting percentage down to .364. Let's see, Patty Acevedo with 9 kills with 1 error and 22 swings, also with .364 hitting percentage. They were the leading kill leaders for IPFW. For Lipscomb, they were led by Sarah Snyder, the transfer from the University of Alabama, with 11 kills, Alex Scruggs with 10, and Alex Kelly with 6. We look at the 2 setters real briefly. Well, of course, Jessica Dominiak played just games 1 and 2 and had 20 assists. Shannon Reuter in game 3 had 14. And Stephanie Pease had 27 assists in all 3 games combined for Lipscomb. But all in all, it was, again, a job well done. The Dons took care of business. Kelly was able to use a lot of players in game 3, which comes in handy for tomorrow because the Dons play twice tomorrow.
That's right. That was a key, I think, that they were able to win as easily as they did. That was certainly not expected. And that allowed her to, like you say, use different players. They've got 3 matches in 24 hours in a hot gym. And I've said that a number of times, but unless you've been in that gym, you don't know how important that is to get in and out quickly. The other thing, I thought the offense was really clicking tonight. Kelly thought it was the defensive side that she was most impressed with, so that was kind of interesting. They just played well all around the court. A key statistic, Mike, that you didn't mention, because it's one that doesn't necessarily stand out, look at the distribution of sets for IPFW. Acevedo 22, Ream 22, Schlindwein, the freshman, 25, and Miller 21. That's very, very good distribution, and that means the passes are coming to target so the setter can run an offense. It means if she's distributing the ball, that the defense, the blockers don't know where to set up. They can't double block, triple block anybody, and that means you're going to score points.
And points did IPFW score tonight. Again, they win 30-14, 30-24, and 30-26. Now, again, tomorrow afternoon, these two teams will play. The IPFW will play 2 matches against Chicago State at 2 o'clock and against Lehigh at 7 o'clock. Those matches will be heard over the internet. Go Mastodons.com. The next 2 games after that, IPFW will enter conference play for the first time at the D1 level. Summit League action, North Dakota State. That's in the Fargo Dome. That'll be on Friday, September 14th. And then the next night they will travel roughly 185 miles down I-29 to Brookings, South Dakota, where they'll take on South Dakota State. And again, those are 7 p.m. and 5 p.m. Central Time starts. That's 8 and 6 Fort Wayne time. As IPFW enters conference play in the Summit League. And then the next time that you and I are together will be 2 weeks from tomorrow, which will be the 22nd, when North Dakota State makes the long trip up here to Fort Wayne. And
that'll be a fun match to broadcast. That should be a well-fought encounter.
It really should. So that's what's up next for IPFW women's volleyball. Time for us. Final comments on the match tonight, Mark.
IPFW did exactly what they had to do. They played well. They executed well. They got contributions from a lot of players. And so now they have to come back tomorrow and do that twice more and come out of this tournament with 3 wins.
Well, that's going to do it from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Again, we'd like to thank at this time the CATV production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this IPFW and CATV sports telecast. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted and is the sole property of the College Access Television and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without written consent
of the Commissioner of Baseball.
Of the Commissioner of Baseball is strictly prohibited. And we hope you have enjoyed this telecast of IPFW Women's Volleyball tonight. And we thank you for joining us here on CATV. For Mark Franke, this is Mike Maas. Once again, IPFW successful tonight. They defeat Lipscomb University 30-14, 30-24, 30-26. They improved their mark to 4-4 on the season. And until the 22nd of January, we bid you good night from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW.